my name is Ben. I've been a medical researcher for about 20 years now, which is just a fancy way of saying I help doctors and scientists make new medical breakthroughs. Over the course of my career, I've been a part of some really exciting stuff, but nothing quite as exciting as what I want to share with you today. It's a way to literally shrink fat from any area of your body that's bothering you. It's completely natural and so shockingly simple to do. Plus, there's no diet or exercise needed to get major results. I first discovered this fat-burning breakthrough after that awful incident with my daughter. You know, the one where the associate pastor at our church asked if she was pregnant. When that happened, I was so horrified that he asked her in front of our entire congregation. She immediately broke down sobbing. It was humiliating and gut-wrenching, watching my only daughter cry like that, which is why after church was over, I wanted to give that man a piece of my mind. "I'm so sorry," he said. I only whispered it to her, and it was out of concern for her safety. She just had that big bump around her belly, and I thought it was obvious. I was worried about her well-being, and I did not mean to embarrass her. Well, it was hard for me to be a good Christian in that moment, and for the next few days, I found myself struggling to let go of my anger towards that man. In fact, it wasn't until I really did some deep reflecting that I realized maybe it was me who was to blame. You see, like I mentioned to you already, my wife and I considered ourselves plus size too, though we always just chalked it up to genetics. I mean, my dad was a pretty big guy, and so was my wife and her mom. So I figured those were just the facts of life. But the more I thought about it, the less certain I became. I started to remember what I was like in my 20s. I was muscular and lean, and I could eat a whole ribeye and knock back a few cold ones without putting on a single pound. Back then, my sex drive had been a whole lot more powerful too. I had more stamina, more energy, and I felt like I was pretty much invincible. So what happened? Was gaining weight and developing a gut just part of aging? Was I missing something? Was there something that my wife and I were doing that was making us gain those rolls of fat around our midsections? Was this also to blame for our daughter's weight challenge as well? I wasn't entirely sure, but after that incident at our church, as I watched my poor angel fall into a deep depression where we had to pretty much force her to eat and not become anorexic, I grew desperate to help her. So I started doing what I do best, using my experience and training as a medical researcher to dig in and figure out exactly how weight gain works and how to stop it. Well, the first thing I discovered was that there's a lot of conflicting information about diet and weight loss out there. In fact, it's almost enough to make you want to give up. As I read through countless studies, medical papers, books, and blogs, it became pretty obvious to me why 95% of people who go on a diet fail. It's not your fault. It's practically impossible to know what's going on. For example, a ton of recent research has shown that high-fat diets are the key to weight loss. 10 years ago, we were told that we should be eating low-fat or non-fat. Then there was a whole gluten-free thing, which many people swore by, even though the research shows that only 5% of people are allergic to gluten. That means if 95% of the population were gluten-free, this won't help weight loss. I also read that no carbs were the way to go, or carbs were the way to go, or that eating lots of complex carbs were the way to go. As soon as I started feeling good about one piece of diet advice, I'd find some other new article or study saying the total opposite. It was enough to make one's head spin. I'm guessing that maybe you could relate to this. After all, how many times have you heard of the latest or greatest diet fad only to try it and not get any long-lasting results? I mean, sure, maybe lose a few pounds in the first month, but you always end up putting the weight right back on. It really isn't your fault. It's none of our faults. We're simply being given so much information that it's overwhelming and we don't know where to turn to or what to do. I was also feeling overwhelmed. So I decided to go back to basics and focus on a simple and fundamental question. What causes us to gain weight in the first place? I know that sounds basic, but I realized that if I had a very clear picture of this, I could figure out how to stop fat gain at the root, rather than simply address symptoms through calorie counting or other diets. So I began pouring through every major medical journal I could get my hands on. I was pretty actually shocked at what I discovered. In fact, understanding this next part will be the key to the fat-burning breakthrough I'm about to share. So please do make sure you pay close attention. You see, what I discovered that really blew my mind is that all of our fat cells in the human body are formed during 2 phases of our lives. First, when we are a fetus still in our mother's womb, and then again, right when we hit puberty. What's amazing though is that there is now a ton of research proving that after puberty, the body simply stops making your fat cells. In other words, the fat cells you have in your body at 50 are the same ones you had when you were 15 years old. This immediately begs the question, if my body doesn't make new fat cells after puberty, then how is it that I'm much heavier now than I was then? And keep putting on more fat. I know that's what I was asking, which is why I was thrilled when I stumbled across a major study published in the Journal of Cell Biology. This is one of the major journals in all of medical research and science. The title was The Cell Biology of Fat Expansion. Fat expansion I'd never heard of. As I began digging into the study, I was shocked by what I learned. Here it was basically, the entire key to how our bodies put on more fat, all gift wrapped, and staring me in the face. You see, the journal explained that our body's fat tissue is generally found underneath our skin. It's especially likely to accumulate in our chest, stomach, hips, and waist. It turns out that fat tissue is made up of millions of fat cells. After puberty, those fat cells are pretty much set in place. We don't gain any more of them. So how do we put on weight and become fat? It's actually pretty simple. Our bodies were designed for a world where we need to hunt, gather, and run. Survival was the #1 priority. Overeating wasn't a thing because we needed all of that energy to survive. In today's world, however, where we are more likely to be sitting, driving, or standing rather than out on a hunt or gathering all day long, it's virtually impossible not to eat more calories than your body needs. We simply don't burn energy like our ancient ancestors did. And over the years, as we continue to take in more calories that our body can use, those fat cells begin to swell and expand. In other words, it's not that we get more fat cells as we get older, it's the fat cells themselves that simply keep getting bigger. This in turn makes our fat tissue larger and leads to the formation of that spare tire or muffin top, or those gooey fat globs around our butts and our thighs. I should mention, by the way, that this idea of fat expansion is now commonly accepted by all major biologists and medical experts. Yet for some reason, most regular folks have never been told about it before. Once you understand this, it changes everything. Think about it. If you can get fat because your body fat cells are swollen, then your goal should be not to burn fat, but to shrink it back down to its normal healthy size. I started looking at ways to do exactly that, to see how it is that we could reduce our fat cells, shrink our guts, our waist, and all of our other problem areas. As a result, for the first few weeks, my research was all over the place. I caught a huge break. I came across an article on Dr. Oz's website. It was written by Dr. Eva Selhub, MD. She's a clinical associate in medicine at Mass General, the nation's #1 rated hospital. She's also an instructor in medicine at Harvard Medical School. Dr. Selhub's piece was about something called conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA. CLA is naturally occurring fatty acid that's found in beef and dairy products. It's something that the body can't produce on its own. We need to consume it through food. But because most of our foods are overprocessed these days, getting enough CLA from food alone is close to impossible. That's actually a big deal, because according to Dr. Selhub, it appears that CLA blocks fat cells from growing bigger or swelling by influencing enzyme effect. CLA also seems to increase the speed of fat burning, blocking fat cells from growing bigger and swelling. Eureka, I thought. Exactly what I was looking to do. So I decided to do some more research on this CLA. The more I looked into this, the more amazed I was at the incredible research regarding CLA fat burning potential. For example, in a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trial published in the Journal of Nutrition, when CLA supplementation was given to 48 human test subjects, it was concluded that CLA could increase lean body mass in obese humans and that there were no side effects. In another double-blind and randomized study, also published in the Journal of Nutrition, this one involving over 60 overweight and obese humans, those who received CLA implementation showed a significantly higher reduction in body fat mass. In fact, in 12 weeks, the group that took CLA dropped 8 pounds on average. This was all body fat that they lost, while nearly all muscle mass remained preserved. Meanwhile, In another study published in the International Journal of Obesity, also containing randomized double-blind and placebo-controlled, CLA supplements were given to 40 overweight subjects. It was concluded that CLA supplementation among overweight adults significantly reduced body fat and prevented weight gain. Just like with all the other studies, the researchers concluded that no adverse effects were seen. And yet another major study, this one published in the journal Lipids, subjects who were given a CLA supplement diet exhibited 57% to 60% lower body fat and a 5% to 14% increase in lean body muscle mass compared to the control group. These are astonishing results. There was another study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition where CLA reduced body mass and total adipose fat mass without altering lean mass in human subjects. In still another study, published in the American Journal of Physiology, CLA was found to have reduced the amount of body fat in test subjects by 43 to 88% in less than 2 months. Have you ever heard such good results? I know I hadn't. And what was even more shocking was that in every single one of these studies, the test subjects weren't making any major dietary changes or working out more. It sounded too good to be true, but there it was on paper. When I thought about it, it made sense after all. If the cause of our weight gain are these swollen fat cells and CLA has proven to reduce the swelling and actually make them smaller, then it makes sense that using CLA would make our body fat disappear. I began ordering every CLA supplement that I could find so that my wife, our daughter, and I could all try this out for ourselves. For the next few weeks, we each took our CLA supplements. Each day we anxiously waited to see what would happen. The results were okay, but not great. In the first month, my daughter lost 6 pounds, I lost 4 pounds, and my wife lost 3 pounds. That certainly wasn't bad, but given the amazing studies I had read, I expected more. What were we missing? Well, I went back to my research to see if there was something I'd overlooked. Sure enough, there was. There was a second ingredient. It was mentioned in several of the studies I had reviewed. The key seemed to be a probiotic called Lactobacillus acidophilus. This seemed crucial to taking our own results with CLA from average to spectacular. In one study that was published in the journal Applied Environmental Microbiology, it was reported that a probiotic increased levels of CLA by more than 95%. I read the same thing in another major study from 2015, published in the Journal of Lipid Research. They found that Lactobacillus acidophilus increased CLA activity by over 100%. The specifics behind adding this probiotic increased CLA content so much are fairly complex. Essentially, what happens is that Lactobacillus acidophilus takes normal linoleic acid, which doesn't shrink fat. It's then converted to conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, which does. I realized that this probiotic might be the missing piece to all of this, and I immediately started combining this with the CLA supplements my family was already taking. We waited anxiously for the first results. During the first week, we each lost at least 3 pounds of body fat, and I noticed my chest muscles were looking more and more defined. My wife's hips were more slender. Those results only amplified over the following weeks until before we knew it, I'd lost a staggering 22 pounds. My wife lost 17 pounds, and my daughter lost 15 pounds. It was amazing. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and neither could anybody else. People at church were asking us if our family had gone on some kind of diet. They had trouble believing us when we said no. After I started telling them about the CLA probiotic combination we were using, within a few weeks, it was like a whole congregation were contestants on The Biggest Loser or something. We were having fun. We were all competing over who could shrink the most fat, bragging to each other about how we had eaten out 3 times in the last week, but still dropped 5 pounds. We even started a church-wide website where everyone could keep track of their results. After the first month, our 130-person congregation was down a combined 1,122 pounds. Folks felt like they had their lives back. The women in my wife's ladies groups were commenting about how they kept losing inches off their waist, how their hips were thinner, and their butts were more toned in shape. My male friends kept bragging that we kept seeing more of our muscles and less of our flab. We had more energy and drive. It honestly felt as though we had turned back the clock 20, 30, even 40 years. Then there was my daughter. Using this combination of CLA and probiotics, she got back the youth she so truly deserved. She finally felt confident and happy in her own body, and she was thrilled when the boy who she had a crush on asked her to homecoming. Well, I didn't like the idea of my little girl growing up so fast, but I did feel so relieved to know how happy she was. And I felt proud to know that my wife and I had been great role models for her. We showed her that it was possible to roll up your sleeves and fix a problem. We also showed her that her mom and dad could be healthy and that she could look up to us for inspiration. I was so excited about this that I started searching for a way to combine the two main fat shrinking ingredients, CLA plus the probiotic Lactobacillus acidophilus, into one single supplement. Something with natural and high quality ingredients that we can trust and that can help millions of others to experience the same thing we and our congregation had. I didn't have any experience making supplements, but when a friend of mine told me about a company called Biopls Health, I realized they could be the perfect partner to get this out to the world. Biopls Health is a Christian company founded by a pastor named Adam. It helped more than 50,000 folks address a variety of major health conditions and concerns, and they work with some of the best scientific researchers and health experts on the planet to formulate and produce high-quality, proven health supplements right here in the US. I contacted Pastor Adam over at Biopls and told him about my formulation along with how combining CLA with probiotics changed my family's life. Pastor Adam was really moved by my story. He loved and valued the research behind what we were doing, and he said he would like to help me. He even suggested we add in a few additional proven fat-burning ingredients so that we could provide people with the most powerful weight reduction supplement ever created. Those ingredients are green coffee bean extract, which is shown to be effective against weight gain and fat accumulation, inhibiting fat absorption, and activating our body's fat-burning metabolism. Green tea leaf extract, which has been shown to break down fat cells in a process called fat oxidation. It also flushes excess fat from your system. And Garcinia fruit extract, which has been shown to help curb appetite, stop calories from being turned into fat, and has the potential to stabilize blood sugar levels. I think it's pretty fair to say that when these ingredients are combined, the result is truly the ultimate fat reduction solution. Something that is proven to help shrink fat, increase your metabolism, stop fat cells from expanding in the future, and give you the tone and physique you've always wanted. We decided to call this weight loss solution Biopls Slim Pro because it both helps burn fat and contains a powerful probiotic. Each bottle of Biopls Slim Pro is manufactured in the US so that we can support American jobs while helping people to lose weight. Additionally, every batch of Biopls Slim Pro is also reviewed by an independent third-party laboratory to confirm that the ingredients on the label are the ingredients inside. Already tens of thousands of folks across the US have decided to try a Biopls Slim Pro, and they're reporting some spectacular results. Jen Coleman in San Diego, California writes, "My breaking point was when I sat down in one of those cheap aluminum lawn chairs at a family picnic and the dang thing snapped. I was so embarrassed that I decided I was going to do something so it never happens again. I found Biopls Slim Pro through a friend and decided to give it a try. My expectations were pretty low because I've tried a lot of stuff before and I've always been disappointed. Boy, was this a pleasant surprise. Not only have I lost 24 pounds by using Biopls Slim Pro, I also have more energy and my skin has cleared up. I cannot believe how well this worked. Thank you so much." Anderson Jones in Austin, Texas says, "My doctor basically gave me an ultimatum. Lose weight or you'll risk a heart attack." That was pretty scary to hear, and I was worried. I've tried dieting in the past, but never had long-lasting results. I thank God brought me to Biopls Slim Pro. I'm down from a size 48 waist to a 36. I had to buy all new pants. That's okay. It's worth it for the way my wife looks at me now and the feeling of knowing that I accomplished my weight loss goals. God bless again. Those are just a couple of the thousands of real-life success stories people report after using Biopls Slim Pro. And given all of this, it probably won't be surprising to hear that the normal retail price for Biopls Slim Pro is $149 a bottle. After all, you're getting 5 powerful supplements in one. These are ingredients that are truly proven to help burn fat while keeping lean muscle mass. Biopls Slim Pro is the only supplement on the market that combines CLA with the powerful probiotic Lactobacillus acidophilus. This has been proven in multiple studies to increase concentration of CLA in the body by dramatically delivering more CLA fat burning potential, more than any other product you could ever find. There's incredible value here. Not to mention all of the things money can't buy, like that feeling of joy that comes from effortlessly slipping into your favorite dress for the first time in years, with no sucking in or squeezing or struggling to zip the back up. You are seeing your beer belly shrink up and disappear, giving you the strong stomach definition you had when you were in your 20s. Imagine that it's just one more month from now, and you have more energy, more confidence, and just feel better. Imagine standing in front of the mirror and not wanting to leave because you were simply so excited by how you look. That's exactly what can happen when you start using Biopls Slim Pro daily. All it takes is 2 small capsules a day. Your doing so can change your body and your entire life. You could become an inspiration for those whom you love, showing your children or grandchildren that it's never too late to change, never too late to get fit. Considering how being overweight is associated with a higher risk of cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and more, when you lose 15, 20, even 30 pounds of fat using Biopls Slim Pro, you will breathe a huge sigh of relief. You'll have taken an important step to protecting your health. When you consider all of that, you can see why $149 a bottle of Biopls Slim Pro really is a good deal. I mean, heck, that's less than the cost of 2 personal training sessions. Biopls Slim Pro works for people of all ages, body types, and there's no exercise or dietary changes. It's not to say that a healthy diet and exercise are not good ideas, they are. It's just that these things are optional when you use Biopls Slim Pro. It's up to you. This is hands down the simplest, easiest, and most proven way to shrink away unwanted fat. I'm so positive that using Biopls Slim Pro will make you fall in love with your body and the way you feel, that I'm going to do something special here and let you try out Biopls Slim Pro today for less than 50% of the normal $149 retail price per bottle. It works like this. If you're truly committed to losing the unwanted fat from your thighs, your sides, and all of your other problem areas, if you really want to both look and feel transformed, then you won't need to pay $149 to get your own supply of Biopls Slim Pro, or even $97, which is less than a month on Weight Watchers. Instead, you could try a 30-day supply of Biopls Slim Pro right now, 100% risk-free for a one-time investment of just $69 per bottle. This offer is only being made available through this exclusive website. If you're ready to begin using Biopls Slim Pro to lose 10 pounds or more, you need to click the button beneath this video right now. Once you do, you'll be taken to our secure checkout page where you'll enter your order and shipping details. Once you have finished, Biopls Slim Pro will be on its way out to you, and you'll receive it within 3 to 5 business days. Also, Biopls Slim Pro will also cover your shipping and handling costs, so it saves you another $12. On top of that, your investment today will also be covered by Biopls Slim Pro. We are offering a 100% money-back guarantee. It works like this. You simply click the button beneath this video, click Maybe, and complete your order. Then within a few short days, your very own supply of Biopls Slim Pro will arrive at your front door. When you get a package, all you need to do is start taking your 2 capsules every single day. I'm confident that you'll be thrilled with the results. You'll see that this is going to go down as one of the best decisions you've ever made in your life. Just know that if you change your mind about your investment today, for any reason, you simply call or email our award-winning US-based customer service team, and we will refund your entire order with no questions asked. You won't even need to return the bottle. It's yours to keep as our way of saying thanks for trying this out. All of this means is there is 0 risk for you today and 0 hassle. You've seen all the scientific proof behind the ingredients of Biopls Slim Pro. You've seen that all those ingredients were studied by some of the leading scientists and universities in the world. You've seen that they were proven to help shrink body fat, increase metabolism, and preserve lean muscle mass. You know in your heart that this can work for you. You're also getting a 6-month guarantee with free shipping and handling. Plus, you're getting Biopls Slim Pro for $80 off the retail price when you order today. So go ahead, make the smart decision now by clicking the button you see beneath this video. There's only a limited amount of inventory left in stock because Biopls Slim Pro uses a special process to combine CLA with probiotics. This is something nobody else is doing. Every batch of Biopls Slim Pro takes quite a while to make. I don't want you to return to this website in a few days and find that we're totally sold out. It could be weeks or even months until you can order again. It's not worth the risk. You deserve results now, not in 2 months from now. I can tell you, from my experience with my family, the feeling of throwing out all your old shirts because they're too baggy, or getting compliments left and right about how good you look. These are some of the most fun and amazing things you can experience. Don't worry. If you've tried other diets in the past and failed, if you work out but simply aren't losing weight like you hope, Biopls Slim Pro could be the lifeline you've been looking for. Remember, you have an entire 6 months to make up your mind. So really, I think this is a no-brainer, and I'm confident you'll make the right choice by clicking that button to order your own supply of Biopls Slim Pro today. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless. Sincerely, Ben. If you still have a few questions, no problem. I completely understand. I know there was a ton of info in that presentation you just saw. There may still be something you'd like to know. So to help you out, let me go ahead and answer some of the most common questions I get asked about Biopls Slim Pro. That way, you can make your investment today with 100% confidence and excitement. So, number one. Okay, so how does Biopls Slim Pro work again? So as I mentioned in the presentation, scientists and health experts now recognize that after puberty, our body stops making new fat cells. Instead, what happens is that when you consume more calories than you burn, your body's fat cells swell and expand. Because those fat cells are what make up your fat tissue. When they expand your gut, your thighs, your butt, and all those other fatty areas, your body expands too. Fortunately, there's a natural chemical called CLA. It's been shown to reduce the swelling of fat tissues while also increasing your metabolism so that you burn more calories and store less fat. This CLA is not made by the body, however, which is why supplementation is a must. Biopls Slim Pro contains a very pure and high-grade form of CLA. It also contains a special probiotic called Lactobacillus acidophilus. This has been shown to further increase the fat-shrinking effects of CLA significantly. On top of that, Biopls Slim Pro contains 3 additional fat-reducing ingredients. This is why I believe it's the most powerful fat-shrinking supplement on the planet. Number 2, what else can you tell me about Biopls Slim Pro? Biopls Slim Pro is made here in the US by a Christian supplement company called Biopls Health. Additionally, each batch is reviewed by an independent third-party laboratory, so you can feel confident that what you see on the label is what's actually inside each capsule. Finally, you should know that each bottle comes with a full 30-day supply. The serving size is simply 2 capsules per day. Number 3, how long will Biopls Slim Pro be available? Hopefully for a long time, but you never know. The biggest concern is that because this is the first supplement to combine shrinking CLA with a probiotic, it can take quite a while to make each batch of Biopls Slim Pro. As a result, there's a constant risk of being out of stock. And when that happens, there's a long wait time to order more Biopls Slim Pro to keep over a month. And for that reason, a lot of people tend to stock up because they don't want to run out. Number 4, how does that guarantee work again? Our guarantee is awesome. It's one of the best you'll ever find. Right now, you simply say maybe to Biopls Slim Pro and start trying it out for yourself. If you change your mind about this decision for any reason whatsoever, simply call or email Biopls Health's award-winning US-based customer support team, and they'll refund your investment with 0 questions asked. You don't even need to return your order. It's yours to keep. This is our way of saying thanks for giving us a shot. And finally, number 5, when will my first bottle arrive? Your order will be processed the same day on Monday through Friday and will arrive at your front door in 3 to 5 business days. We're also paying for your shipping and handling, which is another $12 savings. Okay, I'm ready to get started with Biopls Slim Pro. Now this is the fun part. Simply click the button you see below this video right now. Then enter your order and shipping details on the next page. The total process takes about 2 minutes, and as soon as you're finished, your Biopls Slim Pro will be on its way to you. So go ahead, click that button. Both myself and the team of Biopls Health will be waiting anxiously to hear about your results.